I am muted. Yes, Monty, we will be sharing access to the video. We'll email everybody, we'll put it in our group, and it'll be live on our website as well. Because it's live streamed, the video will automatically be on YouTube too.
Richard, you're now on YouTube live.
Thank you. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to our VBouts monthly meeting, where we discuss some of the latest topics in marketing to bring forth to you some of the latest tips and tricks on how you can optimize your marketing processes, be it with technology, with strategy. Sometimes we bring in guests, sometimes we lead these ourselves. I want to welcome everybody who's with us on this live feed. I have Elaine, Alex, Ricozzino, and by the way, I made the chat available to everybody so you can let us know where you're dialing in from. It's always interesting, especially when many of you are on the other side of the world and it's almost midnight or even over in some cases. So thank you for investing the time to attend. So again, I got Elaine, Alex, Alfredo de Arenal, welcome. Always a pleasure. Shireen, Sihan. We have Cameron in the house as well. Welcome, Cameron. We got Daniel DePaz, Dave Smith. We got Eddie D. Elena, I'm sorry, S. Eric, hello, Eric. Milford, G. Combs, Gamelile Sibanda. Welcome, welcome. I butchered your name. Please forgive me. I got Gio Chino, Francese, Jacob, Jian Kim. There's a couple of you here probably sharing the same login. Got Zhao, Andrade, Jonathan, Toys, Josh, Horom, Latasia, Martin, Lloyd Pearson, Lord Zoom, aka John, always welcome. You haven't skipped an event for the past 4 years. We love you. Thank you for attending, and everybody else as well, of course. We got Marvin Johnson, Mina Butros, a couple of you as well. Welcome. We have Michael Cooper, Molly G. Got Monica Sullivan in the house too. And again, those of you who joined, drop us in the chat where you're dialing in from. I know it's nice. I mean, some of you are from the French West Indies, from the MENA region, Neapolis, Mexico. All right. We got Richard Butler, Paul Konik, Ofer Bartel, I'm sorry, I said that again. We got Shirish, Sujani, Stewart, Scott, Ray, and Nick. I think I got everybody who joined. Again, just doing general greeting. Many of you keep on coming, so I won't spend more. But if you joined in, I just want to let you know that the recording for this will be available to you after, along with the presentation and the resources, so you can repurpose them as you see fit. I'm really excited about today's topic. I'm also a little bit nervous because there's so much content to cover in a very short period of time. And also, we've done the slides a few times because there's just so many different directions to go. But hopefully it will give you the best. And I'm also excited about something that was shipped out of the oven today from my team here at VBout. So before I do all of that, I want to tell you a little bit about our community here. We meet once a month, at least 10 times a year. We take a couple of month break in the summer and in December. We, again, bring you the latest topics, trends, and things so you can leverage them to optimize your marketing. It's 8 years plus in the making, 20,000 members, but we have a reach of over 100,000 our community combined and the VBout user base. If you have joined in, that means you are a peak marketer, a top performer. You're looking to improve, and that means a lot to me and to my team. So thank you for supporting us. If you want to stay in touch and be on top of all the events and releases, we also push things on our VBout Facebook group, a very active and vibrant community. We got a lot of DMs direct. We got all sorts of questions coming in. So VBout, George will put in the chat the link to the VBout community. You can follow that link And if you'd like to support us on TikTok, still one of those channels that we haven't grown as much on, but we are pushing a lot more content there. So if you want to support us, please do so, and we'll follow back as well. The agenda is we got the general intros. I'm going to share with you what VBout is, the company sponsoring this event. I'll go through the presentation. And any questions you have, any feedback you want to leave, you can drop it in the chat. I can guarantee you we get to the majority, if not all, of the questions and feedback that you provide. This will not be anything around troubleshooting or technical support for VBout. This is a general topic that you can even take outside of VBout and apply on your own using whatever product that you're using. But of course, I'm going to put things in context when it comes to VBout. And today specifically with AI prompts, I will be sharing with you things that we added in VBout to change the way that you interact with generative AI to execute some of your marketing prompts. So stay tuned for that. All right. What is VBout? Company sponsoring this. I am the CEO of VBout. My name is Richard. If this is your first time, welcome. And we've been building the product for the past 10 years to bring you some of the best in breed marketing, automation, and email marketing. Now, this is the video. I'll play it real quick so you get a brief intro of what VBout does, and hopefully the audio is working here.
If you're marketing online, you should be using VBout. It's a platform to manage everything in one place. Email and nurture campaigns, visual automations, social media, landing pages, meeting scheduling, lead scoring, pipeline management, and campaign reporting. Make gorgeous emails from scratch or select from dozens of high-converting templates. Score the best leads and add them to automations to drive more conversions. Schedule and post to all your favorite social platforms with the best creative from Canva and Pixabay. Engage your fans directly and measure content performance in real time. Easily create beautiful, responsive landing pages and forms to capture leads and register people for webinars on Zoom or GoToMeeting. VBout combines everything your marketing and sales team needs in one place. If you're an agency, manage client accounts with custom plans and full white label capability. Marketing online has never been easier. Go to vbout.com and try it free today.
So that's VBout in a nutshell for you. We have about 14 tools combined. The one I'm excited most about is the multi-channel AI chatbot. We released a really powerful chatbot that you can train on your own content and deploy on your Facebook page, which is the DM, on your website. You can even link it to your Twilio SMS so people can SMS you questions and the bot will respond directly from your own knowledge base. And we're going to add a lot more channels, and we're very close in launching its lead gen capability. This one where it integrates with forms. You can ask a question like, give me your name, or can you give me more about yourself? And we'll track that, we'll push it in the system. And you can leverage all the other tools like you see, the email, the landing pages, and even the automation to trigger sequences of events once you capture those leads. So with that being said, we have about 14 products working together or independently. Integrates really well with other products, and we work very well with agencies. So we can support your reseller, your sub accounts, and so on. That being said, if you have any requirements or you're trying to move products, you're paying too much for an existing platform, or you have a Frankenstack of the world using 7-8 different products working together, or separately, we can help you with that. So I'll leave in the chat as well a link to our demo in case you have a need to find out in 15 minutes if we're a good fit for you. My success team can identify that, and certainly, and I can almost guarantee you, we can save you money by moving to VBout. Short-term, long-term, get better product, better treatment overall. So that's it. I had to do this, guys, particularly because VBout sponsored this event, time, money, effort, and so on. All right. So we got 65 people so far. Thank you so much for joining in. This is live on this webinar. We are talking about how you can optimize your marketing with AI prompts. We're also live streaming on YouTube. Housekeeping items, if you missed it, everything will be available to you, recording slides for you to repurpose, as well as summary of this call. And at the end, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat or Q&A sections, particularly to the topic today, so we can manage with the time that we have, and I'll make sure to answer to the best of my ability. All right, George, how are we doing on your side?
It's great, Richard. We are also having people on YouTube. Andrea Armani. Hello, Andrea.
Awesome. Hello, Andrea. Thanks for joining the One Lion from YouTube. Welcome. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Gen AI. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm not going to talk too much about Gen AI. Everybody has heard what Gen AI is, what it does. Any of you here does not know what an AI prompt is? Please let me know, because I'm going to be skipping almost like whole chapter here to get you to the topic of today, which is how you can optimize your marketing with AI prompts. Anybody does not know what an AI prompt is, please drop us in the chat. But to start from the beginning, or the general numbers, why generative AI is important, how it's making an impact, beside the fact that it's just changing the GDP and impacting productivity. I mean, in email particularly, and overall marketing, Gen AI could contribute to up to $4.4 trillion in annual productivity. That's how much money it's actually saving us in terms of efficiency. And I know there's a whole topic on optimizing your marketing using AI and how it's being used. And I think the majority of you have used AI to some capacity to generate content, and that's probably going to be a big topic of today. But there are other sides to AI as well when it comes to marketing, from AI marketing design to campaign analysis to framework generation, and also coding, which in part could be marketing focused. So, but in general, Gen AI has contributed to over $4.4 trillion in annual global productivity, and in email particularly, and personalization. Companies like Michael Craft Retailer managed to personalize 95% of their email campaigns compared to 20% using Gen AI. There's a significant jump. And the report also revealed that the click-through rates from SMS campaign has gone up from 25 to 41%. This is a very small case study where a company who adopted Gen AI in its core marketing practices, particularly generating content, getting feedback on copy produced by their team or content team, and it's quite significant what it can do long term. So with that being said, if you haven't used Gen AI in your marketing processes, I think it's time today to do so. All right, so I believe that everybody here knows what a prompt is, which is the command that you need to put in the chat part of the Gen AI, be it ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever you use, to get the results that you need. And honestly, you can go from, having medium results or okay results, significant results, if you understand a little bit the DNA of the prompts that you can push through. So with that being said, I'm going to talk a little bit about the different parts of the content and the different elements that constitute a successful prompt for that particular content type. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the email, which is a significant part of what everybody's doing here. Generating email copy can be in twofold, either for marketing purposes, a long form email, or it can be short form direct one-to-one email. Either way, you can use a similar practice, except if it's a long form email, obviously, you probably need to provide more context and more content. So I'll get to that in a second. But overall, the DNA of an email copy prompt starts with the context, which means what is the type of the business that you are targeting. It also, you need to specify the length of the copy, which is significant. If you want it to be 5 sentences, 1,000 keywords, 1,000 characters, 3 paragraphs, you can be as specific as you want. And I know if you've crafted email copy, especially one-to-one, you probably understand the importance of A/B testing, short, long form, small paragraphs, 2 paragraphs, because some people don't read beyond the first paragraph. So with that being said, the length of the copy is very important when producing a prompt. You also have the format of the email. You want it to be a welcome, a review request, an abandoned cart follow-up, a webinar invite. And I'm going to show you in VBout, we actually took some shortcuts for you to optimize these prompts without having to dive too deep into it. But some of the stuff you can still parse through. But if you are producing a prompt from scratch, these are, again, the DNA or the main elements that you need to push through the prompt. And I have a prompt example for you in a second too. All right, now if you want the style to be professional, you want it to be strict, you want it to be funny, you want it to act like a lawyer, you want it to have the tone of a politician, you can honestly get very creative with the style of the copy, and asking within the prompt the style that you want is gonna help you get there as well. Now you can ask for personalization inside your prompt to include people's names, businesses, maybe some preferences if you have those in your merge tags or your short codes, whatever you call them. So personalization is also part of the email prompt. And then you have the CTA, which is the most important part of the entire email. How do you want to hook people to click to go somewhere, right? Do you want it to be a buy now, a register, a book, or book a demo? If you cannot make up your mind, you can always go to the last part, which is asking for A/B testing. So the prompt can actually be requesting 2 different copies of an email, so you can A/B test whether it's subject line, or you can test the body, or you can pass a CTA. So within the prompt itself, you can parse those particular prompts, prompt DNAs, if you want to call them. So with that being said, the most successful email copy, and I've tried so many with my team because we built the component for it, include these 7 different parts. Now, if you want to skip the testing part, you don't want to talk about personalization, it's fine. But trust me, to get to the ultimate best response, try to focus on all of these. So this is a sample prompt. It's developed 2 versions of an email for either a customer name or for a customer group. You can tell the prompt it's for a client base, it's for cold leads. About the topic, event, or product, could be your company, for example, or a specific type of SaaS product or an upcoming event. For version A, use direct call to action like buy now, and for B, a softer call to action like learn more. So this is very basic A/B testing. Again, if you don't want to A/B test and get 2 versions, it's totally fine. Begin both with personalizing greetings, concise summary, 2-3 sentences, highlighting the key benefits or insights. Now, I'm skipping a part here because if you know, right now, ChatGPT and partially Gemini, not as good yet, it has memory and you can have personalized sections about yourself. So you can skip some of that and the engine's going to understand who you are and what you do. With that being said, some parts of this prompt is taking a shortcut. And you can include the links, so parse the links here and test different subject lines and email layout. So overall, this is a very basic prompt. You can see it's not short, but it's not too long. And it includes those 7 different elements combined. All right. So let's look a little bit about in terms of how VBout have integrated that directly into the prompt itself. We have this utility that pops up that first you can specify the type of email. So we have a drop down with the kind of email that you are launching, the business name, and also a brief description. So we've taken a little bit of a shortcut to condense it for you, and we let you create the different variations that you want. So if you want 1, 2 copies or 10 copies, you can specify the here to generate it on the right side. So this is fully integrated into VBout, and this is an example of a welcome copy. As an example, generate a welcome email to greet new subscribers upon sign up. Let me here. All right, George, by the way, you see my screen, right? My screen flickered, so I don't know if I lost it.
Yes, I can see it normally.
Cool. So you can ask to write an email, to send a quote copy, a welcome copy for clients for your SaaS company, as an example, okay? This one is also a follow-up email example. You can see all we changed is the drop down, but the description is the same. The more parts of the DNA that you parse, the better. So you can generate the email based on the interaction, but you can also get the detailed description to personalize the message based on earlier communication. So the prompt in this case is reply to customer name or segment who has initially responded to a book demo invite email. So if you use automations in VBout, you can craft sequences that follow up with people who did not book an appointment, did not follow up on a previous email. And if you're struggling with the copy, this is a great way to generate it. Another example is how to generate a review request directly within the platform. So if you want to request reviews from people who just made a purchase on your e-commerce website, for example, if you integrated Shopify, or if you have a service and you did onboarding, you can craft a very short and concise request for a review. I'm going to switch right now and show you a little bit within the interface how this works. But George, any questions so far, by the way?
No, Richard, everything is fine. I answered some written, so no worries.
All right, cool. Now, the beauty about these emails is that they can be distributed directly within your email blast, or you can use them for your automation sequences. So the way we have them in the system is like follows. Whether you're using the legacy builder or the new one, you have the option. You will notice there's an AI content generation right there. So if you want to insert copy somewhere here, let's say I can click, I can go into any of those types of emails. So we've taken a shortcut for you, so you don't have to specify it. But if you don't find the prompt that you want or the type of email you're trying to write, there's also this custom prompt option. This custom prompt, you can technically go back to this the slide, which includes the format and all these different elements, and customize it to your own need. All right. Again, you'll get access to this presentation, including how the prompts look like. So coming back to the VBout interface, you can simply request. So I can do cancellation email, or let's see, what do you think we should choose? Welcome is very popular. Service name, let's just go Lord Zoom experts. We can help with your Zoom. If you don't mind, John, I'm doing this. I'm taking you as an example. Troubleshooting. Make the tone professional. 2 paragraphs. And the CTA, a link to the website to book a consult. All right, I try to cover the majority of the elements. I can do 3 variations, and now I'm just going to generate the copy. So this is integrated with OpenAI's GPT, and you can see the personalization. You simply need to replace that, of course, with the VBout custom shortcodes. But you can copy these, or you can save them for the future. So if you like the outcome, you can always save it to be used another time. And I, of course, do not advise you just copy the whole thing and leave it as it is. Try to personalize a little bit and optimize the content. So that's it. It's a very simple prompt engine integrated within your email, and it's also available on the simple editor, which if you're doing one-to-one emails, there's an option to do AI content gen as well. Whereas in this particular case, what you're looking at is a fully designed email copy. Okay. So that's the first part, is utilizing the AI content prompt to generate content for emails. And if you don't want to use the VBout interface, you can always go to ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever you use direct, and do it from there. But this is a shortcut for you, of course. All right. All right, George, how are we doing on questions? Any questions so far?
No, thank you, Lord. He said, rare that the boss of the company does some work for you.
Yeah, why not? Well deserved. All right, so let's talk about the DNA of an SMS post. This is the second type of email that people use the most on VBout. If you haven't leveraged SMS on VBout, you can connect your Twilio number, and not only you can send SMS, you can also send MMS. And honestly, we've gotten some amazing results ourselves. We use SMS in our onboarding sequences. People engage with these, and we get the engagement within the first 5 minutes of sending the SMS, which is always a great, fast response. And overall, as a marketer, you want to optimize the channels that people can engage with you. Because if you got 20, 30% open rate on email, there's probably a chunk of people that will interact with you on SMS that's not opening emails. So with that being said, I highly encourage you to deploy SMS in your strategy, and VBout supports that at core. If you're using something else, this still applies. So let's talk about DNA of a successful prompt for generating SMS. The first is brevity. You definitely want to stay below 160 characters. If you're using SMS specifically now, if you're talking about a different messaging app, which we'll be integrating soon with WhatsApp, you might have a little bit more character space. But overall, the majority of these platforms, they will cut the SMS or the copy, and then you will have to click on read more. So keeping it at 160 or capping it for brevity is definitely key. You need to tell the engine the target clients called leads warm leads. Because you have 160 characters, the engine need to generate a copy that's very creative, and the more specific you are, the better that copy will be. You can specify the urgency and if you want it to be in 5 sentences, or well, actually this is you can't do 1,000 or 3 paragraphs in this case, but specify the urgency if you want it to be like quick opt-in or sign up now or whatever. Personalization. Now you can talk about if you want it to be image in a post, and the style if you want it strict, funny, and also the CTA. And finally, the compliance. You want to tell the engine to add a stop at the end of it, especially if your team is working on it, they tend to forget. But if you're sending out SMS for your marketing purposes, you need to include stop at the end of it so you can pause any email SMS communication. Okay. So these are parts of the best, or the elements of the best SMS post prompt. Now, this is a sample. Create a concise SMS targeting audience type, like the VIP customers, for a specific promotion. Include a personalized detail, like the name of the person or the last purchase, and clear call to action, like VIP 20 for 20% off. Emphasizing the urgencies and ensure compliance by concluding with text stop to opt out. Okay. So I think this is straightforward. We have it fully baked into VBout as well. So if you're wondering how you're using it or how you can use it, let me show you real quick. Usually we have the SMS within the automated messages process. So if you can create your automated messages, now we have an AI prompt. All you need to do is just follow the same concept that I shared with you before, and we have these sorts predefined for you. You can always go to the custom prompt and here to write exactly what you're looking for, trying to follow the DNA that I just shared previously. Okay. It works very similarly to the email. Obviously, the interface is coherent with the other. Cool. Any questions so far, George?
Yes, Richard. 2 quick questions. The first question from Richard. Hello, Richard. He said, he's asking, can you send email just to a specific tag for contact?
To a specific contact?
To a specific tag for a contact?
I don't tag or
Tag, yes. Based on
yes, you
tags.
can. This can be done via the automation. The automation is super powerful. You know, I don't want to turn this into a tutorial necessarily, Rich, but I mean, I can have a Lolo tag action that's under the custom event that says when a tag gets added, then do a specific action. Or I can have a specific date trigger that looks at a specific tag, and always look at, double click on the arrow to find that tag condition. Okay, so you absolutely can do that. And this is going to be relevant, guys, because adding a tag in VBout can trigger an automation. That means a sequence of emails and actions. And I'm going to show you how you can leverage AI to add tags on the go in maybe another 10 or 15 minutes. All right.
Thank you, Richard. Another question from BJ.
Okay.
Do we need to get approved for A2P to send SMS from VBout?
So yes, you have to, but that is done on Twilio's side. For those of you who are wondering what we're talking about, if you are trying to send SMS to providers in the United States like Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T, you need to go through a registration process. It's a very tedious process. You need to fill out a form and explain what you're using this phone for, particularly for, you know, communications or partially marketing. You'll get approved by Twilio, and then the number will be whitelisted. Otherwise, those providers have been blocking SMS due to, guess who ruins it for everybody? The spammers. So you do have to go through that process, but you do it on Twilio. It's probably going to take you about 10 minutes. And it took me, I think, 2 or 3 days to get approved and get their number up and running.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Nick is wondering about in the automation section, if the categories and tags section are an added feature within the automations.
No, they're available to everybody. The section that I just added is called custom event. So the custom event trigger have a drop down that's called tag, but you can also use it as a filter. There are 2 ways to do it. If you use it as trigger, it begins the automation when the tag is added, so it's live, it's listening to a tag and a contact, whereas the other one could be executing already, but only goes through for that contact if he has or she has that tag. Okay. All right. Thank you, George, for your assistance. Moving on to, so this is a sample prompt, and on VBout, like I showed you before, you have the option to generate those. And yeah. So let's talk about DNA of a social media post, because obviously that's another big area that people use it. And I'm only covering the areas where people have found results, they're leveraging it extensively, and we have metrics in VBout to track. So I've seen this exponentially skyrocket. So in terms of the social media post prompt DNA, obviously the objective of the post is for brand awareness, for lead generation, engagement. So what are you exactly posting or creating the social media post for? Who are you targeting? Primarily in this case is the channel. The channel itself encompasses the target audience that you're going after, the length of the content, the format. If you're doing image, I mean, anybody who posts on social media, you understand you can do short videos, you can do images, you can do text, or you can even do infographic or potentially other things, engaging quizzes and polls. The style that you want the post to be in, the inclusion of any hashtags, keywords, or emojis is actually very important. And the CTA. So if you have any call to actions for somebody to click through it or not, to participate, or you can do like, comments, share. These are CTAs in social media posts. There is an optimization, which is asking for the best time to post. But quite frankly, I haven't seen the optimization part in the social media suggestion be accurate, because it's very general. And that varies by industry, by client, by customer base, demographics, and so on. This is an example of a sample social media post. So create a platform post. So this is where you specify a Facebook post, Twitter or X post, with target audience, featuring content type. It could be a poll, or it could be the text, caption for video of a particular product or service, with the message at core. Obviously, you want to specify what you're publishing here, unless you want random ideas, which you can. Include relevant hashtags. You can either list them, or you can actually tell it to come up with the best hashtags for that topic. This is variable here. The CTA, and encourage engagement by asking for follows and comments. So it's very basic process. In VBout, we also have that integrated into the social media. So if you're using our social media suite, you can easily go to compose, whether it's short video or regular post, I'm sorry. And you will notice this AI content gen right here that allows you to same sort of process, but you can see the drop down of the channels that we support. Okay, some of them could be sort of in parallel, like we added YouTube and TikTok, that we have YouTube description and the TikTok video description, but some of them could be honestly shared across. Like the Instagram reel description can be also used for the TikTok description, except TikTok accepts a little bit more characters in it. Okay. So that's it. It's very basic. What is the topic? Obviously here the language, the tone. We added that in social media. If you want to do hashtags, emojis, and how many copies. So this is a very basic and user-friendly way to do it. But again, if you're using another platform for your social media, you can certainly follow the prompt example to request the best copy for you. Okay. We use this extensively for certain types of posts, because some of them are obviously very personalized, like event invites and stuff like that. But if we run out of ideas, we try to go in there and get some content copy ideas. All right. George, any questions so far?
No, Richard, it's fine here on Zoom. We are having people joining on YouTube, like Tawanna. She's saying hi. Hello, Tawanna. JT is saying VBout trucks. Thank you, Jay. And Andrea, he said he's just asking, but I think he left as he's in Italy. But he said, I'm very curious to know if this can help also the creation of the funnel, automation, connections into VBout, and perhaps improve the entire process after analysis of data collected, etc.
All right, so there's different levels to marketing, and I understand the question. This is not a completely hands-off process. You can certainly run certain data metrics and some brainstorming ideas through the engine to say, I'm trying to create a funnel that does X, Y, Z. I wonder what kind of automation I should include, and I need the copies for each. So you need to sort of guide the prompt until it gets to the final result. You can absolutely and certainly use that to get ideas, but at the end of the day, you need to be involved in the process. But I believe there's certainly a lot of value and time efficiency that could be added, because you can take the copy, you can mimic the funnel that it suggests, you can adopt the lead scoring framework, which I'll share in a second. And from a strategist and a marketer, that usually takes a lot of time. And some of you are starting from scratch, don't even know how to begin. This could be your sounding board if you want your AI CMO who just kind of gives you advice on certain things. Anyways.
Yes,
Cool.
Richard, Joao is asking, in social media, you can select the language, but not on email or SMS, right? Which probably yes, right?
That is correct, but if you try to do it through the prompt, there's probably a reason why we only added it in social media, because the prompts, I don't think we're coming out as good with if we pass it through the text area. So try to do it from the prompt space in email and let us know. I don't believe this is anything complex, especially that now the AI chatbot that we launched supports, I believe, 6 or 7 languages. So if somebody's asking questions, specific language, it answers them in that particular language. So yeah. Okay. Anything else, George?
Thank you, Joel. No, he said it makes sense. Thanks.
All right. Can talk about DNA of a landing page prompt, landing page content generation prompt, but also landing pages can generate designs. Now, I didn't cover the design, and I've honestly done so much testing on designing landing pages with AI. There are tools out of the box that you can use. They end up using very similar templates across the board, but you can tell ChatGPT or even Gemini to generate a HTML code for a landing page. It's not the best, it's very primitive, and ideally you should probably start from a template. So with that being said, what is the DNA of a landing page prompt? You gotta talk about the objective. Is it a landing page for an event invite, for, I don't know, a contest? Is that an ebook download? So you gotta be very specific there. The target audience, demographics, psychographic characteristics. Obviously, telling the engine who is your ICP and how to talk to them, their characters and interests can help craft the content. What are the different sections you want on the landing page? Do you want a hero section with a header? Do you want a CTA with benefits and feeding information about your company, or the ebook in this case, or the event is going to help craft the landing page? If you want social proof, if you want to contact us sections. So literally, if you tell the engine the sections that you want, it's going to generate the content for that particular engine sections. The visual content, if you want videos and images. Now, honestly, I haven't found an engine that could replace, if you're using stock photos and you're generating images using AI, I haven't been able to find Gen AI images suitable, and I struggled with it. But for slides, I've been more successful finding images for it. No, don't ask me why. I think it's a matter of format, pixelation, finding certain imperfections in the photos. But if this is coming, where you can ask the engine not only generate the copy, but also generate the images for these specific sections, and it's going to get better. So test it out, how to generate an image for the social proof section or for the headline or something like that. Of course, the CTA is going to really matter. Like if you're doing signups with form fields, if you're just doing a button, buy now or learn more, so tell the engine what you're looking for. Specify for SEO optimization, because that could help. You can tell the engine to optimize for certain things like keywords, alt text, and meta descriptions. And if you want to A/B test the landing page and create 2 versions, that's also an option, depending if you want to take on that extra workload or not. But yeah, it is available. So this is a sample condensed landing page prompt, because it could be very long. Develop a landing page aimed to a specific target audience with the goal of increasing software trial signups. The page should feature a compelling headline, and this is the different sections of the page. With the CTA, ensure the design is mobile friendly, incorporate SEO practices. So this is creating an HTML code for it, but you can also follow on to ask for the copy specifically, okay? Now, I have a general note to make, is that VBOUT right now does not have a built-in utility to generate content directly from the builder, but we're working on something for that. And also the design. But what we have done, if you are using, let's say, ChatGPT to generate this code, you can go back to VBOUT and copy paste the code inside the editor direct. Okay, so it's a workaround for it that gets the code from ChatGPT in this case. And then in VBOUT, you go to a block, edit HTML, copy paste it, and then you can get that design right inside your landing page. Okay. And of course, you can fine tune the prompt to generate the copy and include it in the final code that you have. There's a little bit of, it's a little bit of a pain to get there. And honestly, I felt like Gemini performs a little bit better on that front. But do not be afraid to experiment in this particular case. I was able to get to an end result of a very short landing page that looks really decent and has copy 100% generated by AI, but I had to put in a little bit of work. So I cannot claim that it saved me tons of money, because if I had dragged and dropped a template and simply generated content on its own, it would have been as fast of a process, okay? So that's for landing pages. George, any?
Yes, Richard, just a question from Matt. Does everyone get AI chatbot?
I believe right now, everybody should get a test version of it. I believe it's capped at 50 messages, because we have to pay for every message. And then you can upgrade. We recently launched tiers, literally on Friday. You can upgrade to 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000 messages, I believe. Or you can have all you can eat, as many messages as you want, and you buy an add-on that includes your own OpenAI key. So there's no cap on the messages there. But other than that, you should have a basic version that supports, I believe, 50 messages. So you can test it out and see if this is what you are looking for. Okay. So yeah. But again, we have to pay for every single reply. We have to pay for the augmented learning model. We have to pay per when you train the system, and you're training it every day. Every time we have to go through the entire content, parse it again to the arrays that understands the copy to give you back the best answer. So there's so much involved in the process. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the DNA of elite scoring. And I have this one and one more, and then we can go into the prompt commands. In terms of lead scoring, if you're not using it, I think you should certainly look at the feature. It is included in pretty much all your plans. But if you're using a third party, that still applies, okay? Lead scoring is a great way to put a weight and a number on a lead based on things that they have done in the past, like opened an email, visited your website, and much more. You can also score anonymous contacts before they even give you their emails. And 80% or 70% of the research usually is done before identifying thyself. So you don't want to lose on 70% of the research being done before people fill out one of your forms. And that's what VBout and similar platforms hopefully lets you do, is to score people all the way up to the moment they fill out a form. And now you can accelerate the scoring. You can make better decisions. Okay. So what is the DNA of a lead scoring prompt? And you can literally use the framework to generate ideas for how to score things. First, you need to tell them what's the objective of the lead scoring, because sometimes if you're just doing marketing qualified leads versus sales qualified leads, or if you want to optimize for conversions, it might give you slightly different numbers and even slightly different things to score on. What are the data sources? So in VBout, we have, I forgot, maybe 50 different data points, or 35. But if you tell them you have these kind of fields that you are leveraging, like the employee size, the company revenue, or the monthly income, or whatever, that could be some of the data sources that you can tell the system to score. What are the scoring metrics? Meaning you're scoring from 1 to 100, or from 1 to 1,000, or what is exactly your goal? How does the funnel look like? If you have different stages of the funnel, like this is in the discovery phase, this is in the education phase, sorry. This is cold lead, this is whatever your naming is in your funnel, you can tell the engine how to use those. If you want to do negative scoring, I know some systems can support decaying of certain scores, but in VBout we don't. So if you want to specify the decay as well, meaning if somebody does not engage for a certain time, remove points. So this is a very compact lead scoring prompt, which, by the way, you can always build on top of this, right? This is not set in stone. But it says develop a sophisticated lead scoring tailored for, let's say, lead gen, lead qualification, using these data sources. If you have them, you can specify them as well. To assign scores based on positive factors like downloads, participations, and deduct points based on negative behavior like email bounces and lack of engagement. Establish scoring values and thresholds to categorize leads into these sorts of stages. And I guess the rest is just additional. And the results are really outstanding. I've seen very good models come out. I mean, these are some examples like email engagement. If they click on the link, give them 10 points. If they visit your homepage, give them 5. If they watch a demo video with the YouTube tracking, you can add 20. Form sign up or sign up, give them 30. These are really good metrics. Plus minus few points if you want to be conservative or you want to be pushy. And then you can take those inside Vbout and literally just plug them in. Drop down, add this kind of point, name the funnel that way. Super, super easy. And to give you a quick view, let me see if I can pull up my lead scoring, but that might take me a minute. Just load it up. But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment with this. It's a set it and forget it type of process, which is why I really like lead scoring. You only set it up once, and the system will always continuously keep scoring your leads for you. All right. George, any questions, by the way, on the lead scoring?
No, Richard. Everything's fine.
Very cool. Now, finally, you got campaign evaluation, which, I mean, many of you are already savvy enough to look at numbers like open rates and bounce rates and stuff and get some ideas on how to optimize. But if you need another eye or an AI eye, an EI, you can certainly upload snapshots of your results or PDF exports that you can get from Vbout, drag it and drop it inside your ChatGPT engine, which now has what used to be Code Interpreter. Now it's a file you upload, and you can tell it to analyze the results and give you some suggestions. Really cool stuff. And honestly, I've gotten some very good feedback on basic reports that I just looked at as, okay, so I only got this much open rate, how to optimize. So it might give you some suggestions. And if you want to put this in terms of, this is quick recommendations for agencies. If you are trying to grab a new client, you can tell them, hey, I'm going to analyze your existing email marketing performance and see if I can do better. And you get snapshots of their existing email campaign results, and then parse it through the engine, get this extensive report like you're seeing here, and then produce a nice proposal to the client based on the results you're getting from that evaluation. So technically, this could become its own lead generation tool by analyzing previous results. And it's not only for emails. I mean, I've seen people do it for other types of campaigns, social media metrics. I've seen it done on, I think, energy bills, where somebody's trying to analyze existing energy bills to see if they can save money on that bill. The sky's the limit here. All right. And all it takes is a snapshot of your existing engine, analytics, and then adding it to the platform. So in Vbout, we have, this was the lead scoring that I was trying to show you. We have all the field values that the system will give you recommendations for. For instance, I don't know, somebody reach your demo page, okay? I can give them a specific score if they match a specific criteria. So demo, choose a domain, and I can give them 10 points or 20 or 5 points if they're anonymous. And at the end of the day, your funnel looks pretty exciting if you want. So you can see how many people are in different stages of the funnel. be it contacts or be it anonymous. So this is how many people right now are in the awareness phase in VBOUT. This is how many people in the consideration, how many people decided, and how many active clients in the conversion and also nurture phase of the platform. So it's really powerful. And honestly, this is about 85% accurate of where things are in our funnel. A little bit conservative, but yes. All right. And in terms of analytics, I mean, in VBOUT, we have an option when you create your dashboards where you can go in and export those reports. I can go in and say export to a PDF and then take that PDF, drop it inside my ChatGPT's prompt, and then analyze that entire report to get some feedback from marketing analysis. Okay. All right. So I covered pretty much the top usages of AI marketing prompts. I know there are more, guys. I understand there are things like, can you give me SEO analysis, and can you, give me some lead generation ideas? I do understand there's a lot missing, but in this particular case, I'm showing you things that could be deeply integrated within your technology, within your tech, and gets executed as well. So I have a second part of this presentation, which shows you how you can use GPT or AI to integrate directly with VBOUT. That means you can add contacts, you can create content for email and send it directly. You're literally interacting with AI to execute your marketing. And this is where things head in the next few years is people will skip the interface, as I call it. They might not be going into like every sections to do things. They will use these prompt engines to run the majority of their marketing, which is going to be cool. Now in VBOUT, we added a function right here under support that you can go to your marketing assistant and you can execute a particular prompt. So I can say, for example, add specific tag to a system, or add contact, Rich plus test, to list name ABC company at vbout.com. So I'm literally just interacting with this direct. And let me go back to my slide here. We have about 29 prompts right now that are supported. For instance, you can get a contact by email. So if you have some sort of a third-party managed support and somebody's managing your support for you and you don't want them to get access to your platform, they could be engaging with the live chat or ChatGPT direct to get contact by email, to add contact in the system, move them between lists. You can add a tag and remove them. You can get a contact in the list, and also the activities of a contact can be pulled out directly. You can get a list or add new lists. You can get an email templates or get a campaign. This one is good, add campaign, so you can create an email within your email marketing engine on VBOUT from the prompt. And also on social media, you can get the channels connected, the calendars, the posts, and so on. So I'll just share with you one prompt, and then I'll move into the last part. Let me get back to here. Get social media channels. Let's see. And sometimes this needs a little bit of back and forth to get smarter. If it spits back an error, guys, understand this technology is still new and the APIs are not perfect. It's improving with time and it learns a little bit as it goes. So this one technically goes inside my social media connection center to try to pull all the different channels connected to my Facebook. And I have a lot, that's why it's taking up a little bit of time. And it lists them for you here, okay? So you can see, for example, these are some of the profiles. What are the Pinterest profiles, the Instagram, and so on, okay? just as examples for you. And then I can create a post and I can schedule it on my social media direct. Now, if you don't want to do that and you want to do things directly from your ChatGPT, today we released what used to be plugins, but they phased those out. Now you can go to your Explore GPTs and look up Vbout, AI marketing, something like that right here. Okay, and start a conversation direct. So you can just ask for the prompts. It's going to give you exactly the prompts that I showed you before. And if I want to engage with it and say, add contact Rich plus event to, add vbout.com to list called sample list. With you have to send the actual active status. Oops. So usually this connects to your account. It's going to ask you to confirm. This is something that I'm trying to see if we can get around, but there's a confirmation process, which I think is actually pretty, it can prevent some accidents. And now, as you can see, it's saying that I had added that account. So let's see if it actually added it. So this is the account I connected to from my testing, and you can see now the email is already in there directly from the GPT itself. And you can leverage automation to launch events on that email, like follow-up sequences, SMS. You can even assign things within the task manager and assign that lead to somebody. Within the automation, the world is infinite for you, and you can really have magic created. All right. This is very basic stuff, you guys. Combined with the magic of the prompts and even combined with dimensions. So if you have other GPTs that integrate directly where you can create certain things and content, and then from Vbout or from the GPT of Vbout directly engage with your platform, this is where things are headed. And this is how you can amplify your marketing processes, your content. And coming back to the slide that talks about productivity, I mean, this is productivity at its peak. And that's my goal with my team, is to help you get there with the ease of use, with the powerful features in the back, right? So everything will be in the background, performing as needed, while on the surface, you're using things very efficiently in a very simple interface like this. So, yeah, these are the things that I want to share with you today in terms of optimizing your prompts and some of the DNA of creating emails, SMS, social media posts, landing pages, framework, analyzing campaigns. But other than that, I would love to take any final questions on the topic. All right.
Dimitri said you saw it, or you want me to read it?
I'm reading right now through some people send me direct questions, so but they're not really answerable, but
yeah. Thank you, Dimitri. Said looks amazing. I keep trying to get started, but feeling overwhelmed. Hope this helps.
We have daily training and onboarding, Dimitri, that you can certainly start with just uploading an email list and sending out an email. Don't worry about the rest of the features. They come as needed. I always say the core features of Vbout are the email and the automation, but the landing pages and pop-ups and everything else, these are the accessories that could amplify your campaigns. But email is still the best driving force for engagement. The form builders, Don't get overwhelmed in our daily training. George, if you don't mind, just drop in the chat the link to the Evergreen webinar so Dimitri can sign up and, start small.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so Pat is asking, there used to be a place to enter your own API key that has moved. Pat, I believe you can still do it. We added an option. And by the way, that's a nice feature the team added, because I don't know if you know, but ChatGPT, depending on the API version you use, can get really, really expensive. So there's version 4 versus version 3.5 Turbo. So now for the chatbot specifically, okay, we added the option for you to choose the API key. So if you're wondering how to connect that inside your VBOT, all you got to do is just go to your connection center and go to AI, open AI. This is going to give you all your connections, and you can have multiple keys, by the way, connected. And you can specify if you want 3.5 or the 4 version. 3.5 is a much cheaper version of ChatGPT. It performs really well on certain tasks, but GPT-4 is obviously superior, but you always need it. That's the question. I think you should start with 3.5 Turbo. It does very good on answering basic questions, but if you want to start working with APIs and third-party connectors and getting more sophisticated but analyzing large files, I certainly encourage 4 for best results and best performance. Okay? Awesome.
Another question from Kumar.
Okay.
Said, one side, machine sending email, and another side, machine filtering messages. So I wonder.
Is that question on here or on YouTube, George?
Yeah, here on Zoom from Kumar.
Okay, got it. So I think Kumar just making a just general suggestion here or observation. One side machine sending email, another side filtering messages. I mean, if you're saying yes, in VBOT, we have the ability to do both. In a way, the filtering messages through automations is you can choose who to target by using our filters and our rules. So yeah, I'm answering your question, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Richard. Question from anonymous attendee. Is there any other approach to reach customer?
I'm just have to say start with uploading your email list, your existing customer base, and starting from there. I mean, some people, they network, they build their lists like that, they do follow-ups. Honestly, I've seen this work miracles if you're doing local business. But if you are targeting at scale, you do events like these, you attend events like these. I don't encourage you to buy lists because some people do that. They filter and they get like a list of thousands of people. That usually ends up getting you the worst email results. Now, I can't cover all the ways you can get leads. You can go to LinkedIn and network, connect with people, comment. You can obviously do co-events with other companies, podcasts, run ads. There's so many ways. It's a lot. It could be overwhelming, but focus on the channel that you think is going to drive you the most results or costing you the least amount. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, George?
Thank you. No, that's it for now. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to type them in the chat.
All right. Well, if everybody's satisfied, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Don't forget, if you are contemplating moving platforms and looking to save money, to consolidate products, to leverage AI at its best, and to have an awesome team and an awesome support by your side in your marketing tech journey, we are here to help. We are growing, and we want you to be on our side and see how we can help you grow with us. So with that being said, George, we'll drop in the chat the final second here, a link to our demo if you want to connect with our success team and see how VBOT can help you with your marketing journey, including our new awesome AI chatbot component, which is multi-channel, which means it could answer Facebook messages, SMS, website, and so on. So other than that, I thank every single one of you for investing the time to be on this event. If you're watching it later as well, thank you for watching this whole 1 hour. Hopefully we were of value with this content we're bringing. As you can tell, AI marketing prompts can be day-long conversation, but we try to focus on the top channels that are already driving results. So again, thanks to everybody, and we'll see you next month on an upcoming awesome topic. Thank you, George, for your help. All right.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining.
Bye-bye, everybody.